blog, you know there's somewhere you can go to find the information you need.
It kind of makes it not like you're revising, it's more like just reading information.
And I think when you've got the help available, it makes you like it more because you're not worrying about like going to fail or whatever.
So that's what these Year 11 students think. But what's their teachers' reaction to blogging?
If you'd said a few years ago that I could have something that looked like this that I created myself on the internet, I wouldn't have believed it. But it's something that's so straightforward to do. I just think it's brilliant. I just wish they'd had these when I was at school. If you're still typing your comment, just send it now, and when we refresh, we should be able to pick it up. I'm just going to review some of the things that you thought about that piece of work before you actually move on to create your own. And hopefully, when you create your own, you're going to bear in mind some of the things that have been said about the sort of sample data interpretation I provided for you there.
So what exactly is a blog, and what's its impact within the classroom?
A blog is basically a way of recording daily thoughts. The way I use it has become a diary of different things we've done in classes, so pupils can go back to something that we did a few months ago and they can listen to songs that we've recorded online. Plus we look ahead, we've got events going on in the department, we've got a trip planned, so I've been publicising that through the blog. As you know, we've been working on a project to do with our town, and we're going to complete that today. We're going to go onto the blog, which, as you know, you can find from the school intranet page. Click on this link up on the right-hand side and you'll find your work for this morning. And then when you've finished, you're going to email it to me at the address that's shown on the blog there. It's a real motivational tool for pupils, particularly for boys' motivation, which in MFL is a real issue. If you put them in front of a computer, suddenly they switch on and they love it. It gives them a pride in their work. They're creating really quite advanced pieces of work, and then they see it actually published online, and they find that very encouraging. Sehr gut. Okay, a few minutes, and then if you could attach that to an email for me. Thank you.
Well, I didn't like languages to start with, but the blog, when you can go on it and look at everyone else's work, it gives you more ideas and shows how languages can be more interesting than just learning how to say, you know, different words in other languages.
Like you have all the support all the time when you need it with homework and stuff, rather than just having to rely on going asking the teachers the next day.
But how easy is it to set up and maintain a blog?
To set up a blog is really 5 minutes. It's no more than that. But it really is as simple as going to whichever blog you've chosen to use, entering in your email sort of details in there, responding to that, and you're up and running. The most important thing is actually sitting down and starting it, because once it's started it can grow and evolve into something like the Geography Rocks blog has, which I hope is a really useful educational resource. This is a group of Year 9 students who have just started their preparation for GCSE Geography. What they're doing this afternoon is preparing their very first revision resource. I've given them a choice of 2 topics, map skills or plate tectonics. They can either produce a slideshow or a document or a small movie, which they're going to email to me by the end of the session, and then I'll be able to upload that for them to be able to see on the blog.
Sometimes you don't want to go and ask the teachers if you feel stuck, because you feel a bit embarrassed. With the blog, it's like there's nobody to ask really, the answers are just there, so it saves you being embarrassed and stuff.
I'm going to log in now and check my emails and see what the sort of standard and quality of the work is like, and hopefully be able to upload some of that to the blog straight away. It's quite straightforward to use. So it's just a different way of approaching assessment in, again, a much more teenager-friendly format.
I'm getting a lot of attention for my PowerPoint now. It's making me feel pretty good because like they're all good comments. I like it more with pupil comments because like it's more truthful and I trust them.
But it's not just blogs that are being used in the country's classrooms. Having already tried blogs and wikis with his Year 5 pupils, ICT coordinator Tom Barrett has recently introduced a range of online collaboration tools.
I like the way that I started off with a really short sentence to begin with.
Well done, Michael, picking out that. I would say in the last sort of maybe 6 months or so, I've wanted to focus on key tools for the children to deploy and to have a choice in terms of their learning. With our word processing tool that we're working online, it allows us the opportunity to work at the same time in the same space. Today we're going to be using our group collaboration tool to talk about a piece of work that you have done based on the film The Piano. So what we're going to do today is, rather than looking at a picture, which we have done using this tool before, instead of that we're going to look at some writing that people have done. It's a different type of tool. A blog, you know, you might consider it to be kind of a running record of what's going on throughout the year. We're using an online word processing tool, and it's obviously that's one part of like an online office, so to speak, an online suite of tools that we could use online. You can see my avatar here, and make sure that you change your avatar to your own. So mine's looking like it's a bit thin on top. So I'm just going to do a quick one before you get off. Let's have a quick look at Ryan's opening paragraph. I'm all alone. I'm alongside of my emotions, a dusty old piano. Will I remember? And the thing I like about that is the fact that it's a hook straight away because of the question. So let's just do a quick recording of this is an example of what you're going to do. Click record. The part that I enjoy most about the first paragraph that Ryan has done is the fact that he has included a very short sentence to begin with. Click on stop, click on save, and there he is, old baldy there, look. There's my comment that I've made for Ryan. As a tool within our literacy units, it's been one of the most important for me this year.
You're always putting 100% in. You've got good effort, you need space there though.
It allows the children to see everybody else's comments at the same time, and that's the beauty of it, is that they can actually tap into that resource of their peers, and they can pick up ideas and see what other people are doing at the same sort of time. So it's a crucial tool for storytelling, but also in this particular role today, in the sense of assessing peer work, it's also as effective.
In the past, people have marked my work and I liked it. Somehow it builds my confidence because people are telling me what I could do to make it better.
If you see a few comments and you just want to take a minute just to listen, that might really, really help you with your writing, okay? So have a little listen to those two. Remember, there's another page of your writing as well, okay?
A few people out of our class have just commented on my work, and I'm just going to check it now. Makes me feel really good.
I like the way that you've started with just one word.
Yes.
And I've also put it's good to include questions.
The writing task at the end, in most cases, has been of a good quality, and because of the speaking that's gone on before it.
She drifted away, and so did that memory. I think that was really thoughtful. Well done, keep up the good work.
The kids are helping each other to improve, and we're probably upwards of maybe hundreds of comments being written and recorded about 4 or 5 pieces of work, and I don't know any other way that I would be able to do that. I liked how you use one word for the first sentence. So Michael, a popular feature of your writing is the first sentence. So you've written one word and you've had about 5 or 6 comments about it.
I will do my utmost to find money and resources from as many sources as I can. People never knock on the door and say, here's £20,000, do you want some computers? But there is money out there for people who search for it. And yeah, money is not as big an obstacle as some people think.
Collaborative online educational games test pupils' literacy and maths abilities within their classroom and across the world.
My math has improved and my spelling has improved since I've been playing this game because I usually struggle a lot in my times tables, but now I don't struggle anymore.
You can play someone from all over the world, but you're not allowed to use your proper name. You have to use a colour, an animal and then a number, and then you can, if you win them, it goes onto your win wall, and then if you lose them, it goes onto theirs.
Obviously, they cannot directly communicate with any other user, so there's no chat window. There's no way for them to email, there's no personal information. The only time that they actually are working together or competing is within a game, and all they're doing there is answering the questions.
There's my graduation mode. My ads I've done to level 5, subtraction I've done to level 4, and there's multiplying by I've done to level 4 too. Makes me feel more pleased and helps me get on with my maths and stuff better. My homework shows me Ireland, Great Britain, Argentina, the United States, Brazil, Belgium, Greece, Germany, Australia again, Great Britain, Denmark, New Zealand.
You don't have to keep going and showing your work and that, and you can just look at it for yourself. And then sometimes you don't get embarrassed when you get it wrong.
Well done, nice to see. I want to see yours like Ben. Look, So he's already graduated up to level 5 on most of these.
I think it just widens their horizons. Some of our children wouldn't have had a clue where Finland was, but they'll go away and look where it is. And the children are just amazed by that, and they become interested. And it just spins off into so many areas. So it's not just ICT that's benefited, it's knowledge and understanding of the world that benefits from all that.
India is the next place on the pupils' agenda, where once more a range of online collaboration tools enable pupils to work together on the same project simultaneously. Keen to observe Tom's practice is Year 6 teacher Andrea Pick, who inherits these ICT literate Year 5s next year.
So we've got 5 different teams working on their projects. So there's a team at each table. All of them are working on a different section within the project.
Right.
So we're working with the documents tool and the presentation tool at the same time. So really just for you this afternoon, just to kind of mingle
and
have a chat and
interact with them.
Yeah, see how, gauge their responses to it and see how they're getting on.
We talked about it, and then if everyone agreed of it, then we'd put it on.
Lots of research and then lots of talking. Sounds good to me.
The India project has been running for about 5 weeks, so it's been a kind of a half-term project. I think it's been a very, very effective unit in lots of different ways. High on the agenda is the kind of teamwork communication side of things. It has been a challenge for them, and it's been a challenge for us because we're obviously dealing with sort of new kind of technologies and dealing with it in a new way and sort of exploring kind of different elements of it. So it has been exploratory in certain aspects, but once we've kind of realised, for example, a group weren't working very well together because they were just focused on what they were doing, they weren't really listening or talking about what they were doing with their group. So we realised that we needed to adjust things, we needed to focus on the communication aspect just as highly as the technical side of things of sharing. That's what I want you need to be talking about now, okay? So as a team, what we're going to do next, okay?
Could me and Stephen go on the slave dynasty because we found, the picture what I did on medieval India about that barber? We found that after that he went to the slave dynasty. Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
I mean, what's your first reactions with that?
First reaction, amazing.
Yeah.
But what frightens me from a teacher's point of view is just the setup of it all.
Yeah.
And if things go wrong, what do I do? Because obviously I'm not skilled in the same way as you. But I mean, the children seem so confident. I said, would you be able to show me what you're doing in Year 6? It's just the setting up the accounts and all that side to it. Do you think, from a teacher's point of view, it's easy to manage?
Yeah.
Definitely. So it's just as easy as taking a box of books home.
Well, it's easier. It's easier because I can access it on any computer. As long as I'm happy to be working online and in that way, then I don't have to lug my boxes around. I think the most important thing is that teachers take the step to actually explore what they are and to explore the possibilities and the opportunities for themselves.
I think working on the computers together, I think you are more successful in your research because it's like one giant book that contains quite a lot of information.